There is a long, strange tradition of allegedly miraculous religious art. One day, perhaps, we'll look at some of the claims made in earlier centuries. Right now, I would like to talk about a recent video which got a lot of attention in 2016. This video supposedly shows a statue of Jesus opening its eyes. Various YouTube channels have shown this footage without making any attempt to determine where the video was taken. We are told only that this statue is in a church in Mexico. We are not told when this footage was taken, who shot it, or when it first appeared. With a little research, I was able to ferret out some answers. First, the location. Calling this place a church in Mexico is accurate, but a little bit insulting. It's like calling the Parthenon a building in Greece. This video was shot 130 miles southwest of the Texas border in the city of Saltillo, capital of the Mexican state of Coahuila. We are in the Capilla del Santo Cristo, the Chapel of the Holy Christ, in the Cathedral of St. James, also known as the Catedral de Santiago and the Catedral de Saltillo. By any name, this is a magnificent structure, the tallest church in northern Mexico. It was created between 1745 and 1800, and it was designated a cathedral in 1881, although the tower was not completed until 1897. The Capilla del Santo Cristo is actually one of two houses of worship within this structure. Here you can see both. You can see how two different architectural styles have been melded together. There are several other mysteries and legends associated with this place. For example, there's an interesting camera obscura effect in the bell tower offering an upside-down view of the plaza. Unusual, but not supernatural. The Santo Cristo is a fascinating and rather mysterious work of art revered by the people of this city. Once a year, it is removed from the altar and displayed to the crowds gathered outside in the Plaza de Armas. There's a legend that in March of 1607, when Saltillo was just a village, a lone masterless donkey wandered into town bearing a large wooden box on its back. Inside the box was this life-size figure of Christ on the cross. A less fanciful origin story says that this is a wooden statue carved in the Old World and shipped to Veracruz. There it was purchased by the Santos Rojo family, the Basque settlers who founded Saltillo. But even that story has been proven wrong. A 2004 examination proved that this Christ was created from a paste made of corn husks. Yes, this is corn. Very lightweight, yet obviously durable. At the time, only the Aztecs knew how to sculpt with this material. In other words, indigenous people made this. In times past, this image was considered supernatural. During the colonial period, the statue would occasionally sweat, or so says the legend. Another legend held that the hard surface would occasionally become as supple as flesh. Miraculous cures have been ascribed to this statue. It has even been said that during a horrible drought, the Santo Cristo was sent out on a procession, which was cancelled by a sudden rainstorm. None of this can be proven, of course. Here, as in many other parts of the world, history and myth do a complicated dance. And now we have this video. It first appeared in 2016 when it was posted to the Mexican paranormal site Adimensional. Quite a few newspapers covered the story. The proprietor of that site is one Ivan Escamillo, whose name appears in a watermark on one version of the video. Escamillo, for some reason, refuses to name the person who filmed the statue. He says that the film was made in June of 2016 and that the results were analyzed by, quote, more than 20 specialists in paranormal phenomena, priests, sculptors, editors, and special effects designers, end quote. All of these people supposedly affirmed the veracity of this video. I strongly doubt that claim. In my experience, when you hear talk of experts, but you don't hear names, it is best to be suspicious. The Argentinian site El Encasti claims that the Diocese of Saltillo showed no interest in this video when it was brought to their attention. I find that reaction telling. Remember, Escamillo says that priests studied this footage. Which priests? Why would he bring in priests from another diocese? One or two debunkers have had a go at this footage, but I don't agree with their approach. In my opinion, these skeptics are misinterpreting simple video compression artifacts, the kind of blobble-wobbles you should expect to see if you zoom in on degraded footage. Now, what's truly suspicious, in my eyes, is the fact that this footage just plain looks so bad. To use a commonly heard expression, this thing looks like it was filmed with a potato, yet it was shot during the day. On YouTube, you can find many videos taken in this church. Some are professional, some are amateur, and all of these videos look pretty good. They're very clear. Modern consumer equipment is surprisingly good. Nowadays, anyone who gets a really horrible daytime image has to work for it. In fact, this video looks like something you might get from an illegal torrent site, a really bad cam version of the latest Blockbuster. My theory is that this is a video of a video, a camera pointed at a large TV screen. And why would a faker do something like that? It's a great way to cover up imperfections in the special effects. To illustrate my theory, I tried to make a similar video. Please understand, my skills are far from professional level, and that's the point of this exercise. You don't need to be a pro to do this sort of thing. First, I needed a statue. I chose this Virgin Mary, which stands beside a church in my neighborhood. I photographed her in wide shot and then in close-up. And then I needed a close-up of a young woman opening and closing her eyes. Remember the first time you saw her? I'll never forget. It was easier to work on the Virgin in the close-up shot. I overlaid Virginia's face on top of the Virgin's face at half opacity, and it took a lot of fussing to get the positioning just right. Then it was pretty easy to mask away everything except for the eyes, and then to feather away the mask so that there are no hard edges. Next step was to make the eyes fully opaque, and to change the blend mode and the coloring and the levels so that the eyes blended in with the statue. Controlling the motion required a fair amount of experimentation. The only movement I needed was the blink. I freeze-framed on the eyes closed position and on the eyes open position. The result was this. Pretty spooky, if I say so myself. I decided to put the close shot of the Virgin into the wide shot using the masking technique described earlier. Then I added some wiggle to simulate a handheld camera, but that wasn't enough. To help achieve that all-important potato cam look, I threw this video up on a TV screen and then I refilmed everything. I'm pretty happy with the results, although really I should degrade it even further. Now, imagine you did not see how the magic trick was done. Imagine that you're up late at night and you're watching eerie YouTube videos, and you see this. Bottom line, when we are dealing with paranormal claims, we should always demand the 5 W's of journalism. Who, what, where, when, and why. If that information is withheld, there had better be a good reason. Do not trust any paranormal researcher who talks about experts, yet refuses to provide names. That said, I don't get angry at the YouTubers who throw up these videos without conducting any sort of investigation. It's fun to watch spooky videos late at night. But you know what's even more fun? Research.